'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my fun. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. I remember the ocean moon, memories die out too hard. But we were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my funland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
risky. Good to know.
Memories die out too hard. We were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set our mighty fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. I'm in a tropic club.
Good morning. Nope. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to today's League of Legends match between the Aquinas Saints and Mount Vernon Nazarene. This is going to be a great matchup in the GLEC, the Great Lakes Esports Conference, between these two schools. Currently, Mount Vernon sits at 0-3 in League of Legends play, while Aquinas sits at 2-1, losing to Ohio Northern in Week 3. This is going to be a fun one to watch, for sure. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be solo casting today. Don't know how that's going to go, but I will try to make sure everyone is current and up to date of what is going on in these games here. We'll see how this goes. My computer setup's a little funky. Let me change some stuff around. Everything is looking fantastic. To my knowledge, everything looks good. And after that spectator delay, we are in. I am going to, figure out some of these things. Take out some of this, and we're going to start the game with a pause. Hopefully not internet issues. It appears that somebody is disconnected from the game. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see if I can increase my sound here a little bit. Get some more game sound for you. I usually keep it down when I'm playing solo, when I'm on that solo grind, but for today we'll bump it up. Perfect. So Summer has reconnected. We should be jumping in shortly here. I'll increase some of this volume, and I'll change it while I'm we'll go through it. If anything needs to be adjusted, we'll adjust them. Put some objective timers up for you all. Minimap, red team frames, kill callouts, target frame. Although we don't need quests. Beautiful. Awesome. And we are about to get into this game here between Aquinas College and Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Those voices are a little loud. Let's bring down that voice. We don't need the voices of the champions. There we go. Y'all don't need to hear their voices. Got a little fun going on here. We have a nice setup by Aquinas with the 5 across to it. Ensure there's no invade from Mount Vernon Nazarene. Now we wait for jungles to spawn here in 9 seconds. This should be an interesting matchup. I'm really excited to see this top lane Vladimir and mid Yasuo. Mount Vernon will start at red buff, while Aquinas starts at their blue. Pretty standard setup here. A Gragas mid. Gragas jungle. I'll be right back. Pizza's here. Pizza here. right. I am back. Apologies for that. I'm back in the first blood just in time. First blood goes to Yasuo to Keelan in the mid lane. Let's take a peek and update everyone of what is going on. It looks like Vladimir in the top lane. It's John is ahead in farm by 11. Gragas and Sejuani are about even. Gragas grabbed an assist on that first blood. Yasuo took the kill against Ahri. Yasuo is stomping in farm in mid lane right now. The two bot are about even in terms of their farm. And the supports are doing their thing. So we've got a great game happening right now. This mid lane will be very interesting to watch. Blue team just found out Gragas is at his blue, and they are being very aggressive toward this blue. Looks like Mount Vernon is going to take this dragon here. Completely unattested, it appears. Yes, they took that dragon. Gragas coming in. Nope, he's going to back right on out. We just saw some amazing play by Aquinas there. Morgana ended up with the kill in the bot lane, but the assist does go to her ADC in Fate's Call. It's John is starting to pull ahead. He's up by 19 farm. It's really good to see from Vladimir here. Gragas and Sejuani are still pretty even in terms of their jungle clearing. Yasuo is up a kill and about double the farm of Ahri. That's going to be scary going into the mid to late game. And Fate's Call in the bot lane for Aquinas is starting to pull away a little bit in terms of farm, but the wave is crashing into Mount Vernon, so she will be able to catch up a little bit. Jay Freeze is clearing some wards here. Always good to see out of your support. Controlling that vision on the bot side of the map. Potentially looking for a mid gank. It does look like Mount Vernon is aware of a potential gank as they ping their teammates. Fate's Call did not have enough there to stun the Kaisa. But here comes Gragas. Gragas is coming in pretty quick here. We'll see if there's an ult. There is an ult. Gragas is going to put that out. A Morgana stun is going to be the end to the Nautilus of Mount Vernon. And Xayah does pick up that kill. Although, wow, Keelan goes with the dive. Picks up the kill on Kai'Sa as she's trying to back away. This Yasuo is going to be scary. He's going back in. Gragas comes back in as well and picks up that kill. The brother duo, Blue Jay and Keelan, starting to look scary 11 minutes into this game against Mount Vernon. Vladimir is putting down a lot of damage on this Gangplank, even though Gangplank is hiding under his turret. He is testing the limit here. Not sure if he's going to be able to do much except clear that wave, and he doesn't. We see here Sedge clearing his jungle, trying to farm up a little bit more. He might be the major hope for this Mount Vernon team to try to get back. Gangplank ults to clear that wave to protect his turret from one more push. Hopefully the ability to get back into top lane before Vladimir takes that turret. I think Vladimir's going to back a little bit here. Aquinas is going for this dragon. Mount Vernon is aware of it, but Sejuani is nowhere to be found. It's going to be a last-ditch effort here for Mount Vernon to try to steal it. They cannot steal it. Aquinas is going to pick up that dragon there, and each team comes away with a Cloud Drake. Yasuo gets charmed and gets chunked down, but not enough to kill Keelan. Keelan is getting big. He is 2-0 with an assist. He's got 120 farm already at 13 minutes against an Ahri with 84 farm and no kills. Ahri's going to continue to farm up here, take advantage of this Yasuo. They're going to ping that Yasuo's missing, but little do they know he is backed and is buying some new toys over in the store. Before he heads back to lane, he's actually going to head to bot lane. They're going to switch it up here, but here comes Vladimir and Morgana towards the bottom or toward mid, but they're going to be spotted. They're going to play it out a little bit. Xayah's not quite strong enough to take on the Gangplank all by herself. Yasuo is strong enough to hold back this lane in the bot lane, though, as Gragas and Morgana decide that they're going to go for the Rift Herald. There's no vision from Mount Vernon. They don't know that this is happening. And that's exactly what Aquinas wants. They're going to pick up a free Rift Herald, it appears, while Yasuo fights off this bot lane to prevent them from crashing in. Ahri's going to come in and try to finish off this Rift Herald, but Blue Jay's going to pick it up. A stun on Yasuo, or on Xayah, not going to do much as she gets a kill on Ahri. Yasuo's going in, trying to get out. Oh, he gets it off. Picks up the kill on Kai'Sa. What's he going to do against this Nautilus? Not sure if Nautilus can do much. The Vladimir going to pick up the kill on the Sejuani. Yasuo chunks down the Nautilus, taking a kill, another kill down there in the bot lane, probably picking up another couple waves before he heads back. Vladimir is right there. This Gangplank is looking scared. It's a 3v1. A turret dive is going to lead to a kill for Fate's Call against the Gangplank. And this Aquinas team is starting to run away. Blue Jay is getting chunked. He did not mean to take the turret hits, but he does, and he ends up falling as an execution. That is a mistake. It's not one he can't bounce back from, but it is a mistake. Jay Freeze and Fate's Call are going to start chunking down this turret. I think they're going to get it off if they decide it's a priority. No, they're not. They're going to back off a little bit. Morgana with the root. Fate's Call is going to put down some damage on this Sejuani. Vladimir's going to start coming in. He chunks down. Fate's Call takes the kill on Sejuani while Kai'Sa backs off from the fight. Xayah's going to start backing. Morgana's going to back. There's a lot of gold on this Aquinas team. They are up by 9,000 gold at this point at 16 minutes. They're going to back. They're going to buy some new toys, and they're going to get ready for a battle here that should not be extremely difficult looking at the kills on each side. We have 11 kills for Aquinas and 0 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. If there was ever a one-sided league game, this might be one of them. Aquinas is going to start setting up what appears to be a 1-3-1 push once Gragas starts heading towards the mid lane. Yasuo is going to be fine by himself. Vladimir is going to be fine by himself. The rest of them are just going to head mid, it looks like, start pushing their lanes respectively to start setting up some objectives. Yasuo just chunking down this gangplank. The gangplank can't do anything. Yasuo is now 5-0. The Xayah is 4-0. Gragas, the only death on the team of Aquinas, was handed to him from a misplay on a turret, and it ended up being an execution, not a kill by Mount Vernon. Aquinas is going to continue to own this vision. The vision game is strong with Aquinas this game as another Drake comes up. Going to look like a free dragon for Aquinas while Vladimir is still pushing top lane. This is going to be scary for the Mount Vernon team. They're going to have to decide what the priorities are as 3 lanes start to push in. Sejuani does clear out the bot lane to relieve some pressure there. 2 Mount Vernon players, Nautilus and Gangplank, head to the top lane to start pushing back the Vladimir as the Vladimir does go back and start backing towards base. They are handling the pressure fairly well at this point. They just need to farm up and start crawling back into this game if they have any hope to win it. Morgana and Xayah dancing around the mid lane, waiting for a wave, it appears. We're still waiting for a Baron spawn. Baron hasn't even spawned yet. We've got a minute on the Baron spawn. That's really going to be the next step for this Aquinas team so they can really start pushing into the base of Mount Vernon to start destroying this game and taking it for a victory, hopefully, here on this beautiful Saturday. Sejuani's going to pick up this red buff. Mount Vernon's doing as much as they can to farm up from a defensive position. Aquinas is coming through, and they're going to catch 2 of them off guard. The Kaisa goes straight down. And that's going to be a quick kill on the ADC of Mount Vernon. They're going to start this Baron, Aquinas is. It's going to be a slow Baron, I think. It's not as slow as I actually initially thought it would be because it's so early in the game, but while they're pushing this Baron, they end up with another turret in the mid lane. Vladimir able to push it down. They pick up the Baron. That's going to be really strong this early in the game. Mount Vernon doesn't quite know what to do. Their jungle has been cleared by Aquinas. There's no waves to farm yet. They kind of just sit around and wait for the Aquinas team to push in here. At 20 minutes in, Aquinas is up 13 kills to 0 against this Mount Vernon squad. Sejuani does pick up this blue buff, so he will have red and blue buff at this point. Nautilus clears the jungle, makes sure there's no wards there, but that's because Morgana hasn't quite made her rounds for a new laying of wards yet. This Baron buff on these minions is strong and difficult to clear minions and waves when there's Baron buff, especially this early in the game, as they clear the top lane. But mid lane is getting pushed on right now. A nice stun by Morgana and an ult by Gragas to clean that kill up. Ahri goes down. And Aquinas is looking extremely strong right now. Vladimir's pushing the bottom lane with that Baron buff. It's going to make quick work of this bottom turret. Yasuo is going to try to get out of here. A nice wind wall to try to pick up a kill, but he's going to get 3v1'd and picked up. That's the first kill for Mount Vernon, and it's going to go on Yasuo, but they just lost a Nexus. Or an inhibitor, excuse me. An inhibitor goes down for Mount Vernon as Aquinas continues to push with this Baron buff. They're going to go for this inhib turret, but Mount Vernon has all 5 of their players here, their champions, to try to clear this wave as quick as possible. The dragon is going to be coming up in 13 seconds. So Aquinas is going to start heading towards this Drake. They might actually... They think they can maybe get a pick here. As the dragon spawns, they're thinking Mount Vernon's going to push this. And they might. It looks like Kais is going to get picked off here. Poor positioning. She might get away, but probably not here. Fate's Call is going to pick up that kill. You can't just start going through your jungle when you don't know you have what vision you have in this situation, because Aquinas will take that free kill all day long. As Gragas continues to push down this Drake, picks up that dragon. That's the 3rd dragon on this side of Aquinas. Yasuo's going to start pushing this bottom lane, or this top lane, excuse me. The Baron buff is still up for these Aquinas Saints. This Yasuo going in on the gangplank. At this point, it's not even fair. Yasuo bullying this gangplank. He picks up another kill. He's now 6-1 on the kill and death ratio. Vladimir's going to bully this lane here as a super minion goes down. Mount Vernon successfully clears that wave. Yasuo is continuing to apply pressure on the top as Vladimir starts coming in from the mid lane to the bottom inhib. This should be a free inhib for Aquinas. Vladimir being chunked down a little bit here, but he's going to use a couple spells to get some health back, and they're going to hit up another inhib. Yasuo is taking down the inhib turret from the top lane. That's going to be the 3rd inhib down for Mount Vernon. Aquinas is rolling down at the 25-minute mark in this game. Mount Vernon's doing everything they can to clear out these minions so they can defend. Baron's up in again in 1 minute. We're not even talking about Elder Drakes yet. It's 25 minutes into the game. The next Drake coming up will be in 3 minutes. So it looks like the Baron is going to be the next play for this Aquinas Saints team after they buy up. There are a lot of super minions crashing down these lanes, and Mount Vernon needs to spend all their time trying to push them back to avoid any pressure that is unneeded from these waves. Aquinas is going to sit in this bush hoping for an easy pick. Baron's up in 20 more seconds. Ahri is a little far in this. lane. We'll see what happens here. They're going to push back for Baron here. 12 seconds until this Baron comes back up. There are super minions crashing on all waves here into the base of Mount Vernon. There's nothing they can do about this Baron buff, or this Baron. Baron buff is going to go to Aquinas. They're going to also pick up this blue. As the Aquinas Saints continue to push into this Mount Vernon base. Aquinas with all of their minions going to be extremely difficult to force back out. A Nexus turret goes down. Yasuo going in for the team fight. Lots of damage coming down for this Aquinas team. Yasuo putting down a lot of damage as well. 2, 3 people. Oh, nope. 2 people from Mount Vernon still stay alive. But that's not going to be enough as Aquinas at the 27-minute mark takes the victory. And with that, the first game of this best-of-3 series will go to Aquinas. And we will be heading into Game 2 very shortly. We're going to be heading back into picks and bans any moment now. But as is the rule, teams are allowed 10 minutes to discuss and get some coaching and prepare for the next match. And I think that's what we're going to do. But until then, I'm going to send you over to Picks and Bans, put a little music on, and I will be back shortly.
Sleep till I come home. Dream of something sweet. I won't be there soon to wake you so discreet. traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. I remember the ocean, memories die out too hard. But we were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We sat down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
Right. So I go. We will rule.
I'm in a tropic club.
You're scared. Good to know.
Now I'm angry.
You are right to fear, my ladies.
All right, we are back with game 2 of this best of 3 series between the Aquinas Saints and Mount Vernon Nazarene. I am your host for today, Adam Coach Antor. Yeah, I got to work on that. We'll figure out a better name at some point. But until then, yes, I am your host. I will be directing us through this wonderful series. Game 1 went pretty handedly to the Saints. We'll see if Mount Vernon can bounce back in Game 2, or is Aquinas going to bury the hatchet very quickly with 2 wins in a row. We'll see. We're going to hop in here. Let me change some of these settings. Let's hide that chat. Put that objective up. Scoreboard. Time controls down. Good. Minimap. Yeah, we good. All right, awesome. Put that directed camera. We see a side switch here as Aquinas goes blue side. Mount Vernon goes red. A nice safe setup on level 1 for Aquinas as they see any possible invades coming in. Tristana's going to be in the bot lane this time with Fate's Call, as Morgana will be the support in J-Freeze. Mid lane will be a Syndra with Keelan. Jay is going to take the J4. That is Blue Jay in game, and it's John Schneck in the top lane is going to take the Kled. Now John has a dirty Kled. Look for early game excitement. Look for him to get fed. J4, Blue Jay's J4 is awesome. And his synergy with his brother in the mid lane on Syndra is going to be a great lane to watch. The bot lane should be interesting. We've seen the Tristana and Morgana quite frequently, and it usually turns out pretty well for the Aquinas Saints. So we'll see how this goes. Pretty standard start here. Everybody's starting at their normal buffs in the jungle, and bot lane's going to start heading to the bot lane. Not much excitement yet. The Nico in the mid lane against the Syndra will be interesting. We have the Ornn top lane against the Kled. John is already pushing some of the limits there, getting a little bit of few trades off. This Pyke Kaisa bot lane is starting to push inward fairly aggressively. J4 is in Tribush, but he's going to be spotted as soon as he moves. Actually, he was standing on a ward. And they knew. So J4 will back off and continue his farming expedition. He might actually head to mid lane, although Nico has a ward right there as well. J4 will back off, continue his farming expedition into his jungle, heading towards his blue buff. Zach is over in his jungle, just farming away. Good trade by John will force Ornn back towards his turret. J4 is signaling that he might be coming in for a gank here. Zach is in the area, so they have to be careful. J4 is going to back out. Aquinas did win the first game of this series. It's best of 3 series. They only have to win one more game here. Kled is going to skirmish with the Ornn here for a second. Not much is going to come out of it except some lost health on both sides. Keelan getting pushed down quite a bit, needing to flash away from this Nico. J4 is in the area, but there is a ward right there. Everyone is aware that Zach is toward the bottom side of the map. This will allow John to be a little bit more aggressive, although Ornn's going to be really aggressive. Blue Jay's sitting in this bot lane. He's going to back from the bot lane. Maybe. He's going to go up a level. Walk over a couple wards potentially. No, he's going to go south towards Tribush. A nice stun by Morgana will keep Pyke out of there. Although the Kais is going to put down some hurt on the Morgana. Pretty standard start here. No first blood yet. Just a lot of farming. Pyke's going to try to pull Morgana, not going to work this time. We do see the Kled in the top lane on It's John. A little ahead in farm. Same with our mid lane. Syndra is a little ahead in farm. The Zac has been power farming. Looks like they're starting to set up here for a dragon. As Zac picks up his blue, Aquinas is going to start pushing towards this dragon preparation. A three-man dive onto this Kais is going to probably lead to no. Oh, there it is. The first blood for Aquinas. And a juicy bit of farm here for Fate's Call to pick up. Blue Jay takes his lane tax with a few minions there. Kled and Ornn going to get into a little skirmish here. Leading not to much, but Zac is in the area, so John is going to have to be aware of that. Blue Jay is taking out this dragon. He's going to need a little of assistance from his brother, Keelan, to finish that Drake off. A flash by Ornn. But here comes the Zac to save the Ornn. Just today, though. He lives to see another day. A nice stun by Morgana will force them to back off a little bit. A TP by Kled is going to allow the bot lane to start pushing around, and they're going to pick up 2 kills there. One on Keelan and another on Tristana. Fate's Call. Nice bit of teamwork, teleport, communication in order to pick up a couple kills on that counter gank. GLEC's going to continue to farm up here in the top lane as Syndra does as well. Syndra did pick up a kill in that skirmish in the bot lane. She's going to be up 25-ish farm with a kill as well against this Nico. Keelan's going to pick up this control ward, take it down. It's going to deplete the vision that this Mount Vernon squad has. Kled's going to take down another ward here. A skirmish between Kled and Ornn is not good news for Ornn. He's down a flash. It's John's going to just walk away from that one, knowing that he couldn't quite finish the kill. He'd have to go under turret, and that's just not what he wants right now. Keelan's going to clear out another ward. And the vision of Mount Vernon continues to deteriorate on this map. Pipe can't quite get that hook. A nice hook by Morgana, or by Pyke, but that's just going to be counterproductive. As Fate's Call picks up another kill here on that Pyke. Kled is going to come in with a skirmish on Ornn. It will not end well. Thought Zac was going to come save him, but Zac was actually preoccupied, and Zac is going to go down as well. What Ornn thought was a gank for him turned out to be a gank for Aquinas, as Aquinas picks up 2 kills and Mount Vernon doesn't pick up any. Keelan and It's John, along with the Rift Herald, are chunking down this turret in the top lane. It's looking like they will get the best of this turret, picking up the first turret of the game at just under 12 minutes. Fate's Call will continue to push down the bot lane turret as well, picking up a lot of plate gold from that push. Pyke and Kai'Sa are both back in the bot lane, so he does have to be careful. But he is chunking down Pyke quite a bit here. Kai'Sa's going to try to get back on him with the trade. It's going to chunk down Fate's Call just enough for him to want to back up and potentially go back for some new toys. Pyke's going to clear out a control ward here that will lower the vision of the Aquinas Saints in that bot lane. A flash because of an overextension for a Nico, but this Syndra is going to put down a lot of hurt, end up with a kill there that might just continue to snowball in this team fight. But Mount Vernon pushes back. A nice stun by Keelan forces the team to back up even further. Blue Jay getting caught, goes down. But it's not enough for Ornn to get away. He falls. And Aquinas picks up another kill from that skirmish. John and Keelan are pushing down this mid turret as Mount Vernon slow to buy, slow to decide what they need in order to counter this strong Aquinas squad. Fate's Call picking up this dragon along with his support. And they're pushing down this turret in the mid lane. They do finish it. Syndra forced to flash there. Aquinas, Keelan backs away. John backs away. It's just 4 champions is a little hot to handle for 2 Aquinas players, even though they are pretty well fed. At 14 minutes, we've got 9 kills on the side of Aquinas and only 1 on Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is on the red side this game. They are on the top right side of the minimap. If you look in the bottom of your right screen, that is where their base is. That is where Aquinas is going after in order to win this game. Kled is going to go bot lane here. Syndra's going to pick up the blue buff. That'll give her additional mana regen, which is exactly what she needs to sustain herself in lane and in prolonged team fights. They're going to do Aquinas here setting up a 1-3-1 push. One player in the top lane, 1 in the bot lane, and 3 in the mid lane. This will apply pressure to Mount Vernon. They will need to decide what turret they want to defend. Looks like they're hoping that Aquinas oversteps and makes a bad decision, but it doesn't appear as though they're going to. They're sticking pretty close together here in the top side of red jungle. Nico appears to be caught out a little bit. Keelan just puts down too much damage for this Nico and goes down, leading to a 5th kill for this Syndra. J4 getting caught, gets stunned, forcing a flash. Another flash by Pyke is going to pick up a kill on Blue Jay. Blue Jay going down. But Kled here in the bot lane is all alone, just shredding turrets. He's not going to quite get that one, but it's going to get real low. Aquinas going to pick up an easy kill there on the Nico as they chunk down this turret. Almost to 0, but Zach's going to jump in to try to defend. He grabs Tristana Fate's Call, brings him back in. It's not going to be enough as Kled comes in and starts cleaning up this team fight. John is going on a rampage, picking up a lot of damage and a couple kills potentially. Keelan picks up that turret there for Aquinas. And they're going to continue down this mid lane, picking up that inhib turret and most likely this inhibitor. And that's going to be a great pickup for Aquinas. Tristan's going to pick up this red buff. It's going to be great for an upcoming team fight. Aquinas picks up that dragon, and then they start heading towards mid lane. They're going to catch a couple out, it looks like. Morgana misses the stun, but she ults. That's going to cause a stun. Morgana goes down, but Aquinas starts picking up the rest of the squad. Looking like Kais is going to go down here. Zach is going to escape. Ornn is not even in the team fight. That's not going to look good for this Mount Vernon squad. This is going to extend the gold lead for Aquinas to nearly 10,000 gold at 19 minutes. Aquinas is going to start the Baron here. Mount Vernon's going to start coming in. Zach is going to get caught out, a little overextended. Not expecting two Aquinas players to be there in the bush. Baron's still picked up by Aquinas. A nice stun by Morgana, double stun by Syndra. Picking up the kill for Syndra's Keelan. Keelan is now 9-0. The turrets continue to fall as Aquinas pushes both the top and the bot lane. They've already got the mid inhib. Now they're applying the pressure. Fate's Call is almost going to erase that Kaisa there. Zach's going to come in trying to force its John back a little bit. Not going to be able to do a whole lot, but they do clear the wave and relieve some pressure in the bot, but that doesn't make any difference in the top lane as Aquinas takes another inhib. The mid inhib did respawn, so they're going to head down to the mid lane, pick up that inhib, and probably then continue on to help It's John. It's John's putting down a lot of damage on this Zac. Fate's Call barely going to escape with his life there. Jay Free's going to pick up a kill against the Nico. It's John is going ham. He is under turret. He's starting the kills, and the rest of the team are finishing them. Amazing team play there by Aquinas to clean up the team. A nice stun by Syndra is going to push Zac out of there. Zac can't stop the inevitable win by Aquinas. Aquinas wins 2-0 in the best-of-3 series against Mount Vernon Nazarene. That's going to be it, folks. Aquinas College moves to 3-1 in GLEC play, and Mount Vernon drops down to 0-4 with the quick sweep by the Aquinas Saints. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, my name is Coach Antor. It was a pleasure casting today. Make sure to follow us on social media at Aquinas Esports to stay up to date on everything going on. Follow us here on Twitch. Subscribe if you got that Twitch Prime. Subscribe if you got a couple extra dollars. And stay up to date on all things Aquinas Esports. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the weekend.